I'd like to welcome everybody to today's A&E Selection Committee meeting. We have one item on the agenda, and that is the request to bring A&E selection for MPO, CIP. I can't say athletic, whatever that is. And it's not the office of city to hear public request for qualification for professional services for the design of the MPO capital improvement project, City of Alexandria asphalt street rehab phase 3. Estimated cost of construction for this project is $3 million. Basic and additional professional services are estimated at $350,000 and $400,000. Starting three firms submitted statements of qualification, dollar, notice, and Pan American Engineer. I believe in the discussions prior to this, the first project is out. Is that not correct, Mr. Mayor?
Y'all get, I don't get that.
I don't know either, but anyway.
Warren is here, though. I think you can speak limited to that. You guys started to answer your question. I believe you're correct on that for LE3. But I can answer, hopefully answer any other questions you guys may have on these RFQs that were submitted for proposal.
This was all in that series, but Elliot and everything.
Correct.
It was broken up over a couple of meetings that y'all were going.
And it's typical of what we've done in the past, I believe, so.
I don't get personally the results when y'all decide that until after.
The grading on this is Ballard, had a total of 85.7. Novus Red Engineering had 80.7, and Pan American had 95.7. There any questions or comments from committee members? Anyway, anyone from the public have any questions or comments?
Yes.
Okay. Have a motion to recommend.
Well, I think there was a sign up for.
Motion to recommend.
That's for the second.
Motion to recommend. Okay.
Second.
Motion second.
The,
To recommend Pan American. Whole council. With that, in the A&E selection.
Yeah.
Myself, Mr. Perry, Mr. Johnson. We have one item, consider final adoption of all authorized and may enter into a contract with Common Site delivery of guidance resources department of the city employees and independent. We have two people who want to speak on this. Ms. Bell.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bell, I'm in District 2, and the question I have about ComSite. I work for an agency that we called it EAP, and they, for the first 3 meetings with EAP, it was for free. So are you guys offering that to your employees? Afterwards, those 3 sessions, then that's when we have to pay at the time.
Ma'am, I have no questions. I have no idea what EAE is.
EAP is Employee Assistance and Program.
What you're moving.
Sorry about that.
I have no idea. I know this will be charged to every employee, less than $2 a month for financial, mental, family health, and so on. I'm sure the administration and the human resource department made all applicants to this. And to their guidance, will pay about on-site, that's fit for city employee.
So when you say that, my understanding, it would be for the employees of the city of Alexandria.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay,
And their families.
okay, correct. That's the way it was when the agency that I worked with, former agency. It was EAP, and those first 3 sessions, we didn't have to pay. After the 3rd session, that's when we have to pay. So I think if you offer that, even though you're saying it's less than $2, sounds great. But to offer it free for the first 3 would be fine, and then,
I think it's pretty much the same way. I'm not 100% sure, I just read through it a while ago. I think until the money runs out, it's free. They'll have a fee, depends on what kind of fee they use. If they need an attorney, they'll guide them in a way, they need an attorney, they'll guide them in a way, things like that. But most of the physical and the mental stuff will be free.
and one more thing, also, if the employees decide to be in this program, and they go to counseling, it is something that they may tell the therapist or whatever, that may be a threat to them or harm somebody else. So that company has the authority to report that back to their supervisor.
I think HIPAA doesn't allow that, man, unless it's real serious. HIPAA has straight rules for these things. These people are governed by HIPAA just like anyone else. They cannot divulge their information.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. White?
Yes, thank you. It's Cornelius Lawson White Jr., 3638 10th Street, Alexandria, Louisiana. Phone number area code 318-446-6934. If the program works the way I think it will, I studied psychology and sociology at Louisiana Tech, the best school in the state and the country, I think. And I was also a Tech student patrol officer for the military police. You know, especially when officers and firefighters see something horrible, they need some help. And you know, the military with PTSD that they're going through with troops in the military in combat situations, it's really bad. I don't know if y'all saw 60 Minutes. It affects the whole family and everything. So we need to get on top of this. We lost 4 officers up there in Charleston, Lethbridge, North Carolina. And I tell you, it's hard. When I lost my friend J. Jeremy Carew, I didn't seek counseling. I should have, but I saw Christ counseling. And Christ can do a whole lot more than human beings can do sometimes, all the time. But for police and fires, they see some horrible things. And they really need y'all's help. So thank you so much for letting me say what I am to say.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you, Mr. White. I want to comment on what Mr. White's saying. This mental health issue is the biggest in our community now. And this program, from what I understand, what I read, is to give them the same health that the firemen and the police receive. You spot on your comments. I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Police and fire have it.
They already have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of getting set up.
And I'd like to add on to that too, yeah, this is not just for that, it's the family too. If they have a youngster or something that needs help, this also works there with it.
Yes.
And that's why, I had to go to the meeting because I want to make sure that, mental health was included in this, insurance packet. And at the briefing yesterday, we were, told that it was included. And we see mental health is, it's serious and it's real. And so we do have employees that, I'm sure that is going through some issues and we don't know about it. And, now they'll have this available to them where they can see counseling, for some issues and things that they're going through.
I'd like to move to recommend this to the full council,
Second.
Section.
so we will move on to full council. Nothing else, then personnel and insurance committees for the. Here it comes.
The community affairs Service Committee is called to order. Myself, Councilman Fowler, and Councilman Washington. Today, we're here to recognize Peabody Magnet High School speech and debate team, not basketball, not football, but speech and debate. I would like for Mr. Collins and, young man, Mr. Barclay, to come and, share with them what you have done for our speech and debate.
How's everybody doing?
All right, sir.
Is the microphone?
Yes, sir.
Y'all good? Just making sure. My name's Anthony Collins. I'm the head coach of Peabody Magnet High School speech and debate team. To my knowledge, Mr. Gomez, Peabody alum, the local Mississippi Berry. I don't think Peabody's had a speech and debate team in over 27 years, give or take.
Exactly.
So in our first year of competition, we have gone to 6 tournaments throughout the state, including Lafayette, Opelousas, here locally in Pineville, Shreveport, you name it, we travel. And every time we've gone somewhere we've competed, we've placed against the best of the best when it comes to private schools. St. Thomas More, Isidore Newman, Coleman High School, Charles Catholic. And again, here we are in Alexandria, the band school, the basketball school, the Pegasus school. And we're making headways and making noise as a speech and debate program. To the effect that our team has qualified this year for the National Catholic Forensic League Speech and Debate Tournament in Chicago, Illinois.
All right.
So again, again, this is our first year of existence. I'm a former speech and debate debater myself, but never coached. Man, we this year we had so many hardships, so much adversity. But I'd be remiss if I stood here in front of you all this afternoon and did not give any credit to my mom. Especially going to my mom, some of you guys know her. The late great Miss Bonnie Collins worked for Judge Twyre for 30+ years. Whenever I wanted to say I can't, I can hear her saying you can't. This young man showed up, and I'm going to let him talk because I can do this all day. I want y'all to hear from him. This young man showed up through scheduling conflicts and whatever else got in the way at the Tournament of Champions, the state tournament for speech and debate. So our basketball team went to March Madness, the state tournament, and won. This man by himself went to the state tournament, represented Peabody Magnet High School again, first year competing and existing. Won first place, first place in the event of original orchestra. That event alone had 17 kids from throughout the state. He finished 4th place in the event of extemporaneous speech, which is he goes into a room, he has 30 minutes to write a 7-minute speech on a topic he knows nothing about. He finished 4th place in the state, made 2 all-state teams, first year existing. So if you still think that Peabody is just a basketball school or a baseball school, hey man, I'm here to tell you today, like, please kick that can down the road because it's a different day.
Yeah.
We're changing the narrative.
Yes.
We would love support from the community. Give us your ear, give us your checkbook, give us your love, give us your support. Give us everything that you would give to every other program at that school, and we would put your full support into, because I'm telling you, this is our first year, this is not our last year, and we're gonna come back here again at the next city council meeting with hard-winning trophies from the National Catholic Friendly League Tournament in Chicago, Illinois, the teams from West Virginia, Wyoming, Colorado, New York City. This is the entire country. Peabody Magnet High School speech and debate team, this young man and a host of others, this is what they're doing. So I don't want to hear this narrative that our generation is lost. I don't want to hear this narrative that what the kids cannot do. Tell me what our kids can do and what we as the adults.
Tell us what our kids like.
We remove attitudes and emotions and we let the kids break through. And without further ado, hey, and also, last thing. This young man wants to be a politician, so when he comes down in 2 years, you see Troy Marcotte for president, remember he started here, he's an Alexandria native.
I don't know if I hearing this, I'm just gonna project a little bit. I would be remiss with saying that I've done this all by myself. I have to give all my thanks to my coach, because without him, this wouldn't be possible at all. What we're doing, we're changing the narrative. We went to state and we showed it. We showed everybody that not only in this district, but in the state alone, we're more than just sports and auxiliaries. We're academics, we're intelligence, we're promoting the race. When I was at state, the tournament of champions, I kept coming back to Dr. King. When he gave one of his final speech, his final moments, he said, "I've seen the promised land." And after winning this, I can confidently say that Peabody Magnet High School has seen the promised land. The land of milk and honey, we have tasted. And it's much more to come. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. And then overall, I want to thank my coach. Because without him, this program would be nothing. Thank you.
Look at my camera. Y'all look at my campaign manager. I can't go wrong with campaign. Mr. Collins.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I want to thank you guys for coming. I'm truly proud of you. And I'm also, y'all also know I'm always asking for something for Peabody. And just like we said, this young man is going to Chicago. If you would like to make a donation, please make your check payable to Peabody Magnet High School debate team. And we encourage you to do that because they definitely need some donations to travel to Chicago. Thank you for what you've done. I'm very proud of you and the way that you have represented Peabody Magnet High School. And so now we'll know for basketball, football, and speech and debate. All right. And so this meeting is now adjourned.
We'll start back at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
So, oh, no. But, what the hell, I said,
We're asking the exactly back. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in this one.
you know, so what's the case?
So it takes.
With all of them, you know, so that has to go.
You're doing exactly what I'm saying now.
This is, no, it's a bad. I told the charge, I'm not big time, because I mean, oh, you're talking. All right, yeah.
Stay, we can stay in touch.
Didn't they do some clear or something? I'm still down at John Q. Lewis, so you know, but you know, I see. Yes, sir. I'll keep it. All right. Well, he needs to. That makes sense. But now that's. We need to do the rest of the law. Going in the background. Yeah, oh, yeah, 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 we can contact him. I know. Yeah. You guys know, you guys. All right, thank you.
Did y'all go to the gated meeting? There we go.
Oh, we got it live. And,
Anybody show up?
yeah, they had enough to confirm to call a quorum for the committee. So it was only a committee meeting.
That's a joke.
Oh, do you think so?
I know so.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just my opinion. You know, I'm only entitled to my answer.
That's all we all have is that opinion, you know what I mean? And, at the end of the day, that's what we had. But yeah, we did go. And it was.
What's all that right there? It's all that right there.
Who's that right here?
Yeah.
It's-
Shiver guy. I thought you was laid open and dope and you was in that dodge.
Man, see, let me tell you something. I passed so many Chevrolets up, man. Now my truck say, "Oh, Daddy, that's Chevrolet. Should I go ahead and pass it, even if it's in park?" Yeah, it's crazy. How you be, bro?
Man, I complained about that.
Just don't move. Wait till the end. But all I know is careful.
Prayers are prayers.
I'd like to call the order this regular council meeting. I just wait to say. I'd like to call to order the regular council meeting Tuesday, April 30th, 2024, City Council Chambers, 5 o'clock. The invocation be said by Ms. Cynthia Perry. The pledge be said by Ms. Louis Green.
Mother God, I come before you as humble as I know how. Doing all things in your hand, God, and that all things are possible. Right now, God, I ask that you unite us in a way that no one can divide us, Father God. Ask that you let us make decisions, Lord, according to your will and not our will, for the benefit of this city. Ask, oh Heavenly Father, that you touch every individual in this room tonight, God. Let them know, Lord, that we have agenda and we can only do it together. I ask these names in blessings in your name. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge.
Roll call.
Ms. Belton. Here. Ms. Barron. Here. Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Fowler. Mr. Washington.
Present.
Mr. Ruby. Mr. Malone. President.
The approval minutes taken from meeting held on April 16th, 2024.
Second by Mr. Ruby, second on,
Discussion. All in favor? Motion carried. Consent calendar F. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for Russian Springs demolition located 210 Buckton Avenue. 2. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for janitorial chemicals. 3. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for gas meters and its runs. 4. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for operating supplies for electrical distribution department. 5. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for statewide flood control capital improvement project, Augusta Avenue Fairground Machine Shop flood control. 6. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for White Girls Building selected demolition exterior and envelope project protection measures coordinated. The administration has requested this item be laid for 2 weeks. I need a motion.
So moved.
vote by Mr. Ruby, second by Mr. Fowler.
Public comment, discussion, all in favor? It's been delayed for 2 weeks. 7. Introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for selected demolition and plans of historical Brenhurst Field. 8. Introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with Christian Community Foundation, co-sponsored the 2024 Walmart Casino Inn Children's Miracle Network Golf Tournament, scheduled for June 25th, 24th, at Lynch on the Bayou, benefit the Children's Miracle Network.
Moved.
Move by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
second by Mr. Ruby.
9. Resolution authorizing to advertise the bid for a minimum of 1 dive vote for the fire department.
Move by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
second by Mr. Ruby.
Question on that. So, do we know how many dive boats we have in the inventory now?
We have 2.
2?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One of them is a little over 30 years old, and the other one is 2020. Both of them are underpowered and under-equipped. I do have a statement if you.
No. I don't think you're ready. All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Public comment?
Yes.
Cornelius?
Yes. I want to thank fire and rescue because they saved my life many a time along with Acadian ambulance and everything. I'm glad you said that those dive boats are 20 and 30 years old. So this one's gonna be a brand spanking new one, and it's about time.
Yes.
So I'm hopefully and prayerfully y'all approve that for the fire department.
Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 10. Resolution confirming Waltz Canal as a record utility.
Move by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
second by Mr. Ruby.
Cornelius?
I'm just curious, he's Louisiana Tech grad, right?
Yes.
Okay, civil engineering or electrical engineering? Oh, he has 2 degrees? Well, I'm just saying, what, we need a guy up here for me, I mean, has he worked with Marcotte ever?
I can't
Has
say
he worked with Marcotte ever?
I can't say that.
Because that would be a conflict of interest.
Mr. White, he's gonna.
Well, that's why I need to ask a quick, see, Mayor, you shaking the head, so you're telling them what to do. And that's the wrong thing. Now, see, if you had let us ask questions yesterday, we wouldn't have all of this stuff. But you said, oh yeah, at the end of the meeting, Mr. White, you can ask whatever question you want to ask. So Yes, you did. You can go back and get the tape.
Mr. White, I'm gonna give you this here. This is a copy of his resume. You want to have it? That helps you.
Well, it's a might late now. I think it's wrong. So I made my statement.
Mr.
No, it's a
McCall?
Louisiana Tech grant.
Mr. McCall?
Okay, so Mr. Canella, has he worked here before? He's a rehire? Has he worked in this?
He
Got
worked
another
here,
copy of this?
he did work here before, back in, I guess, during the Randolph administration.
Okay, okay. So did you guys look within? Did you have anybody qualified within?
This position is a appointee by the mayor.
Okay.
The mayor has we don't have any voice in who he appoints or whatever. All we do is agree with it or disagree.
Okay, we got you. So then I guess the question is addressed to the mayor then. So with him already having experience working here, so does he have experience in working with utilities with the nightmare that we've been dealing with for the last several years with Lockhart? Is he much better, or he's gonna improve what's going on, or do people have to continue to be suffering with the high utilities?
I got $1,600.
To the chair, I'm not a member of the council.
Oh, now he's not a member.
It's directed to you.
Nobody can answer that, just let it
It's
go.
all in here. All of the questions being asked.
We got a,
No one can
we
answer,
got
that's
to
fine.
enforce next week.
Okay, thank you, guys, thank you.
Ms. Bell?
Actually, Ms. McCall asked all the questions that I was going to ask. And you stated that, of course, the council did not hire Mr. Canella. It's the appointment of the mayor, the Alexandria USC, and the Commission of Utility Reform Equity. Conduct a review process. My question is, will Mr. Canella, Mayor, I saw you shaking your head, did I say something wrong? Commission of Utility Reform and Equity?
It's the CARE program.
CARE program, yes, exactly. So I was just wondering, did they conduct a review process? And like I said, Ms. McCall asked the question, was advertised in this position seeking other applicants? My second question is, will Mr. Canella attend city council meetings if questions arise about utilities? Yes. That's all I ask. Will he be here to answer questions that the public is entitled to know? And you keep looking at the mayor, and the mayor just said that he's not.
I cannot speak, I cannot tell Mr. Canella what to do.
Okay,
They can get a requirement.
I cannot tell him what to
but
do.
you could have asked him that
I
same
could ask him
question.
here.
Would he be attending these meetings so the
I'm
public?
sure if something on the agenda that's pertinent to that thing, he'll be considered.
I knew you were gonna say that too. But it should be any elected official. They should attend council meetings.
Thank you.
They should attend.
It's not illegal.
I said any, I didn't call him an elected
We said
official.
any elected official should be in the council.
I didn't say he was an elected official. Any official that the public put in office that's concerned about what's going on in their neighborhood, their district, they should be here. So my question, you should ask Mr. Canella. If not, maybe the mayor will. I don't know. If he will be here to answer questions from the public, if questions arise about utilities, only at that time. It's a right that people should have. You were about to say anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was Miss Dale, and I will ask Mr. Canella, if need be, to, attend these meetings, or will he be attending the meetings? And I'll contact you and I'll give you that answer. Thank you. You, Mr. Phillips?
Mr. Davis?
There's.
How you are?
Renzo Davis. After everything the city went through regarding utilities over the last several years, council giving the mayor administration power to run utility service. Before I start again, because when the mayor appointed this person, I would have thought it would have been right that you would have the opportunity to vet this guy. That means to sit down, have a conversation, and make sure this guy thought like you. He should, because the former Public Service Commission said that the past utility director, as well as the mayor, had no compassion when there were record temperatures. No, it's not political, it's real. They were turning off people's lights in record temperatures. Our council should have sit down and said, how do you feel about record temperatures and people utilities being off or on? What is your qualifications to better our infrastructure? Explain to us what your plan is. I could ask you if anyone of you asked that, but I don't think you have. And if you have, raise your hand, but I don't think anyone of you did. But the reality, guys, this is serious. And when I say, well, Mr. Davis being political, this is serious. We just put a guy in that's going to do exactly what he's told by who appointed him. You have no power at all to ask any questions or to direct anything to him until you talk to the guy that put him in. Now, guys, this is not business regarding taxpayers and citizens that need better utilities, better drinking water, or better infrastructure. Playing games is over. We got to have people in here that know what they're doing. So I expected Mr. Canella to be here today. Well, he's sitting here, but I don't know if he's going to come up and ask questions. I think he should introduce himself, and I don't know if we're going to allow him that, but we got questions. We want to know what's your plan. How do you feel about people that utilities are off? I got two people utilities that called me in the last few days. One's got an $1,800 bill, $1,800 invoice, and one has a $1,600.
Thank you, Mr. Davis, for your comments, sir. Public comment, excuse me, discussion.
I
just have a small comment. I hear you, Mr. Davis. I just want you to know from now that the council, we don't interview the mayor's business.
No, but you have a right to ask you and have a conversation or meeting with him, right, Rex?
What we're doing right now is what.
No,
I'll answer what you said, I'll respond to. So what we're doing right now is what the council can do. Now, he's brought a person who he recommends for this position. He has his resume. We are able to contact the mayor and ask questions. And there may be council members that have or haven't done that, but we vetted on what we can vet on. But we, as a council, we don't interview anybody who the mayor and the administration hires.
Is the council over utility ready right now?
So, Mr. Davis, I'm gonna answer the questions that you asked me, because I want you to understand the process, because I understand when you don't understand the process. So, it's a process. And as a council, we don't hire
We don't hire the people who work.
But I didn't say you hired him, Red, or you were gonna.
So I have asked the questions that I needed to ask to vet from the person that he has brought to us. And so now you.
So you were saying comfortable.
So.
You were comfortable with this help.
It was great. Now you'll see the process of what we do.
Nothing.
I hope I was able to.
No, you got it.
No.
We have discussion.
You have more discussion? Someone else wants to say something? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, Mr. Conductor, introduce yourself.
Council ladies, Marcus Canella, born and raised here in Alexandria. I do have 2 degrees, one in civil engineering from Louisiana Tech, and I do have a master's degree in engineering management in 2019. I have worked for Mayor Randolph in 2001. I was assistant city engineer, designing some of the roads and drainage systems as well as water and wastewater infrastructure. Became water superintendent. And eventually, Mayor Randolph asked me to become the acting director of utilities. And when Mayor Roy was elected, he asked me to continue in that position. And I've had, various other positions since then. I've worked at Procter & Gamble and DOTD. And, but anyway, Mayor Roy approached me to ask if I was interested in coming back, and I was excited about the opportunity. I was excited to work with the great men and women of the utility system. I've had an opportunity to meet with most of them and their departments. I'm very encouraged about what I see. I'm a pretty positive person, and I enjoy it, and I look forward to the opportunity to run this system as best as I can with the resources and opportunity job before me. So with that.
Thank you, Mr. Canal.
Mr. Canal,
You asked me to?
the question that they asked, and I'm just gonna ask you to, will you be present at the meeting? And that way you can give them the answer that they want.
Ma'am, it's been voted on. Mr. Cannell would be present when it's appropriate and as directed. That's how it always is.
No.
Why should the citizens ask? I'm just asking.
So the charter provides how this is, as Mr. Washington laid out very carefully. And we also laid out yesterday at the briefing how personnel works, including unclassified personnel, very carefully, very comprehensively for an hour. And that's what we're going to follow, how the rules work. The appropriateness of division directors to respond flows through a process that has been laid out over many years since the 70s, and this charter came into place. There are additional rules by the council about gaining additional information, which will always be provided. Any mayor, not just me, but any mayor can choose to answer questions on behalf of the administration when that mayor is not a member of this council in a multitude of ways. My administration has chosen to go beyond what the charter requires by holding briefings that are way beyond what we're required to do, because it's a good thing to do. We are also commencing, as we outlined to you yesterday, and in 3 past briefings, a process to allow a much more robust public comment scenario than has happened in the past. The idea that only a few people, we talked about the heckler's veto, can Q&A or cross-examine employees just to do it about matters that are not germane or not part of what is in front of the council or otherwise, is going to be handled on a case-by-case basis like it is anywhere else, like it is at the state level, every other city, and many other cities, even in our area would handle it. But all of it should happen in a spirit of getting information that is useful and helpful, and including
holding people to the task, holding people's feet to the fire as needed. But it's gonna be done from, we can't control the council meeting, that's not our role, but from what we do, what we do from the administration side is we're gonna offer those opportunities, hold those opportunities as we did yesterday, with decorum and professionalism. And Mr. Cannella will do that himself, I can assure you, because that's who he is.
Mayor,
I'm gonna ask a question. To echo what Ms. Perry just said, when we sit up here as council people and we don't have answers, we need the expert in the room. That makes us look bad. So when this agenda comes out and you go through this agenda and you see that utilities on there, a utility person has to be, because you asked me about utilities, my background is in top secret and legit. I do not know anything, so we ask for anyone to read the council, the minutes, whatever you would call them, the agenda, and have that person ready to answer questions. That way, we are not that's still an easy task to do. Agree?
but he was saying, see, you weren't here yesterday, Rex Washington and Jim Ballard was here yesterday when he was talking about all that.
I'm sorry, don't take this, sir.
Oh,
And I believe it's in, I'm trying to make sure I have it right, but it's either section 208 or section 223 code, which states, the city council being able to have investigations and we can subpoena. So, even though they may not come voluntarily, but we know something's on the agenda from what I'm reading, it looks like we can request to,
Well,
have
let's do that.
that person.
It makes such a bad when they ask me about utilities, and I just turn my light on, turn them off. That's all.
Yeah.
So we need someone that's from that field, whether gas or utilities, whatever, to be present to ask the question about.
So we have not at any point since this administration has come back in been unable to answer those. If my staff, senior staff can answer a question, we'll answer it. If we need someone from utilities to come because there's a special subject matter expertise or some reason that we can't answer, we'll have them there. But that is up to the discretion of the administration. That's what the charter says. It actually says that. And the reason for that is, as I spent a lot of time yesterday and created that forum that was outside that room, is there are employees of mine that are discretionary act employees, policymaking employees, and there are those who are not, like most classified employees. Classified employees are not allowed to answer policy questions unless they're given permission for a good reason, because they may not be at the level to answer a policymaking or discretionary act. And there can be disagreement. I follow the law. I know what the law is. I know this charter well. And I understand how that works at the state where Mr. Cannella last worked. He's nodding his head because he knows that. You can watch hearings and so forth. You can't issue subpoenas unless there's calls for an investigation. If you have calls for that, you would spell that out. There's never been a successful subpoena issued because there's not been calls that I know of for any administration, certainly not mine. But we went through that before when subpoenas were tried years ago as a proxy for just getting people to come to create a battle between a classified employee without that authority and the mayor. And I understand that. If that's a route the council wants to take, it can certainly take that route. But if there's not calls for an investigation, then that will be, you're gonna be spending a lot of money and time in courtrooms, and that's not good for anybody. When you investigate somebody, we talked about it yesterday, you have to have calls. They have rights. They have constitutional rights of due process. Public employees do. They can't be brought in front of the council for funsies, right? They can't be brought in front of the council to just have people question them, to harass, to oppress, or do anything like that. If that's not the case, they're going to be here anyway. And the council has the right to issue that process, not citizens. The citizens act through you. You issue that process. Individual citizens don't. They don't in the Senate, they don't in the House of Representatives, they don't in council meetings, they don't elsewhere. And I think we know that. And that's how the quorum is maintained. That's it.
Okay. This has been voted on and approved, so let's move on. H, ordinance for final adoption, subject to public hearings. 11, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for public building HVAC improvement for the indoor air part of the customer service building. The administration has requested this be rejected. Requested to reject all bids, and re-advertise.
Mr. Fowler. Second by Mr.
All in favor? Re-advertise. 12, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor.
Mr. President, just as a, barring your own point of order, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just because I want people to understand, we talked about transparency yesterday. When there's a rejection, that at times comes because the bids came in way too high. So if the bids come in higher than we bid it out, we will reject to rebid. It's not a negative thing. It's not a nefarious act. It's actually to protect you, the public. And in this case, the bids came in high. And so in the future, I'm going to try to do better to say that when those come up, because you want to know that's why. And so this isn't something strange or weird. And literally the bids came in too high. We want to rebid. If they keep coming in high, that may mean we're not pricing right. The market's outside of where we are. And then we have a different discussion. Thank you so much.
12, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for annual uniform bidding for the police department.
Second by Mr. White.
Comment, Mr. White?
As always, the police officers need to look good. And like I said, as a military police officer and as a student patrol officer at Louisiana Tech in the uniform and plain clothes division, wearing that uniform, you ought to be proud to wear that uniform and look good. So getting new uniforms and stuff, that's good for the police department, it's good for morale.
Thank you.
Discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. 13, consider final adoption authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for annual uniform bid for the fire department. Mr. White?
Mr. Fowler. Second by Mr. White.
Mr. White?
Yeah, I just want to make sure, I don't want to violate y'all's rules. We don't want to end up in the hospital. Anyway, just like the fire department, they wear a uniform and stuff, and it has to look good and look sharp. I was never a firefighter, but they risk their lives too, save lives, just like the police do. So I really love firefighters and police officers. So God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 14, consider final adoption of the ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for operating chemicals for wastewater department.
Mr. Fowler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reed.
There's a comment. Tavares Smoker.
The voice, well,
Yes, yes.
some sort of feeling.
Good evening. My name is
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Tavares Swafford of 625 Merge Street. I wanted to point out that, I wanted to know, A, this wastewater chemical, does this also address the current groundwater issue? Also, or will that be addressed separately? Will this project pull from the annual budget, or will it pull from the profits from the Restore program? Also, the heckler's veto is not a real thing. If that were true, we wouldn't have gotten gerrymandered out of districts 2, 3, and 4. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 15, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept low bid submitted for housing in municipal golf course, range and value clubhouse planning and miscellaneous.
That's me again.
Mr. Fowler. Second. Second by Mr. Reed.
Is this investment, yet another investment, given the links on the bayou, has there been any, significant return on the investments that we've given Links on the Bayou? If that's the case, then, why are we continuing to invest in Links on the Bayou when there's other projects in other districts that probably need more attention than painting the walls of Links on the Bayou?
Thank you. Ms. Bell?
They're not gonna answer my question. I just need it on record.
This ordinance was placed on the March 19th agenda, no, March 5th agenda, advertising for bids. My question is, this is the final adoption, authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid. What's the amount of the low bid that was submitted?
We don't know. They don't know.
This is the final adoption.
I understand you're adopting, but he's accepting the low bid. My question is,
What's the?
what's the low bid?
You should know.
On the fact sheet in the back, like,
We can do
$269, $945.
Are you serious?
Say that again, please.
$269,945.
That's $250,000. For paint? They go in the dark.
I know you submitted to me the questions I asked the last time. And I read over it, and it's ridiculous, put it like that. This amount of money, clubhouse painting and miscellaneous,
It's absurd.
I hope that you guys would do that to other parks in this city, to take up that much interest in those parks. So, Mr. Washington, I know we're not supposed to address a specific person at the council, but the Links on the Bayou is in your district. Yeah, y'all know.
Yeah.
So you should be trying to see what else kind of funding you can bring to District 2.
District one.
District 1, District 2, Mr. Washington. Mr. You know, and District 3 was Perry. Don't let your districts down. Everybody don't play softball. Everybody don't play softball.
Thank you, Douglas.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
I do.
16, consider final adoption authorize the mayor to renew the existing contract with McCarty Oil and Petro Tangela Incorporated for chemical additives for the Warzilla engines at DG 100 power plant.
Move by Mr. Logan, second by Mr. Powell.
Other comment, discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 17, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into contract with medical analysis to provide wellness care and certain other health care services for city employees and their dependents.
Move by Mr. Powell. Second by Mr. Logan.
Mr. White?
Pass.
Thanks. Other comments, discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 18, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with ComSite delivery for the delivery of a guidance program for the city employees and independents.
Move by Mr. Powell. Second by Ms. Carroll.
Other comment, Mr. White?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna kind of give a little bit of a story of mine. I was raped as a child, say, with a preacher, teacher, other, parents and stuff. When you live with something like that, racism that I faced, I was the first African-American elected sophomore class president at Alexandria Senior High. To me, that's the best high school in the whole state, if not the country. But because of the federal judge, he said there's too many blacks there, so we're gonna send y'all all out to all the other high schools and everything like that. Well, I went to both. And if it wasn't for Matt Johnson's wife and can't think of who the assistant principal was over there. Those two people really helped me out. Eventually, I got back to Ash, but I couldn't be president anymore. Like I said, I was probably the first African American elected at a predominantly white school. So my speech capabilities were pretty good too, and it was good to have that guy from Peabody in here to speak. But a lot of police officers, firefighters, just like I said, they go through some traumatic stuff. You see our war heroes with PTSD and stuff. And just like I was saying earlier about those 4 officers that got murdered in Charlotte, Mecklenburg. And you just don't know. Like Jeremy Caruth was working for me as a confidential informant. They call them CIs. And he was trying to uncover some racism around here. We used to get calls out, nigger, we're gonna hang you and your whole damn family too if you keep on pressing this. So I told him I was gonna keep on pressing this until I find out who's all involved. Now, Mayor, when you came on board, you changed everything from the previous mayor, where everybody could speak whenever they wanted to. You didn't have to ask to speak. And just like in Pineville, they can speak after each turn, and then after the end of your agenda, you can speak on any issue you wanted to. Now, I know you did this when I came aboard, because I was the one speaking out about those poor vets over there getting killed at the Alexandria VA. Nobody cares about those 9 vets that died under Dr. Nagy, but I did. And matter of fact, President Obama wrote me back. So I've had letters from different presidents, President Bush, Obama. My dad got a letter from President Trump. So something ought to tell you about me. I had a top secret clearance just like you had, but the military police corps is totally different. And it just seems like a lot of people just don't care when you're black, but when you're white, everything's right. And I'm sick and tired of it. Now, I gave some information to Jack over there, to the KLAX and KLAB. You don't even see him in there. I call them KLAX and KLAX and KLAB. So I wonder if y'all told them not to be here and not cover this? Because something's wrong. Yeah, I know. I'm out of time, but not out of the message.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Consider final adoption on authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for electrical meter and assessments. Mr. White?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Look, meters and stuff, I've been asking this every time y'all brought this up. Are these digital or analog, or you don't know what they are? Huh? So they won't need any
In the near future, they will not have to go putting the new, most updated meters in out.
Oh, okay, so we'll be a smart city essentially, right?
After, in a while.
Boy, so that means y'all have total control and you can cut it off right at the utility department. You won't have to send nobody to cut nothing off. I got a $1,600 utility bill. That's like that man just said. I'm staying in a house by myself. My water is the problem. But see, I've had plumbers out there, but you know what, Mayor? Them city trucks kept coming around my house, scared away the plumbers that were trying to work on my stuff, But we got a court case, and a lawyer saw all that stuff where y'all beat me down April the 2nd. Yeah. He said he coming to town.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. White?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. White. Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Consider final adoption on authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for sewer replacement on Marie Street. Good news, next question is out of the way to the vote. Public comment to delay.
I wanted to know whether or not it was just gonna address one side of Mary Street or the other side of Mary Street, because there's two different districts that Mary Street goes. It goes through one district that, you know, doesn't get taken care of, and it goes to another district that does. That's okay. I know it's being delayed, it's being delayed. All right.
Motion carries. Ordinance for introduction. Consider introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into agreement with Retail Casualties LLC to provide training and consulting services. Thank y'all. This meeting is done.
Jack, I'll give you interview later on. We're gonna get down to the bottom here.
They get excited.
Sorry about that.
But you get the other ones, I get a lot of chance. Yeah, we don't have this. It's something that I told you. It's on me. I know, I understand, thank you.
No, thank you. Charles. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for encouraging.
But they're gonna do something, you can register. That's the distance. They were gonna take it. And then, how did you look at that?
I know you sent me that.
Thank you so much for your time too, Cynthia. Uh-huh.